Hello. Hello. Hello, everybody. What's up? Hello. I bet I'm live. I must be live. I must be live. Tell me how everything is. Tell me if I am live, if you can hear me and see me and do all the things. What's up? I just decided to go live spontaneously just because I was in the mood and because I wanted to test something here. I wanted to test how this looks how this looks to stream directly through YouTube, which is something that I haven't really done before. I haven't really announced this in advance because this was really just completely spontaneous. So sorry for all those who will be angry at me for not announcing it in advance. It's not my fault. Actually, it is, but understand me, please. I just had a conversation. I just had a live stream actually in Turkish over at this Turkish Association of Atheism, the Atheism Association of Turkey, which is the first atheist association or the first legally recognized atheist organization in the Muslim world. So that's a very big deal for them. And I was there talking about several things: belief, Islam and Judaism, and all that stuff. So I actually wanted to take some time to work on my own stuff. I'm currently preparing a video, but then I thought, come on, man, I'm tired. I'll just go live and talk to you guys a little bit. You guys, you people, whatever you want to say. So I don't really want to talk about big stuff. I just want to kind of be casual and talk about what I am doing, talk to you, and just have a conversation with everybody. By the way, some have participated in this last month, but for all those who are supporters on Patreon, I am doing these things now every month, these Zoom conversations. So I'm talking to everybody who wants to join on Zoom, where we can all, with audio and camera, actually talk to each other. So if that is something, if you are a Patreon supporter and you haven't missed that because you never check Patreon, or if that is something that you're interested in, you can join there. I will probably announce it again very, very soon. I'm currently preparing a video on the 10 signs of the Day of Judgment, which is a very big deal to Muslims around the world, to everybody, to every Muslim around the world, actually. That is something that people watch videos on and talk about all the time. So I'm kind of getting back to making these actual videos. For quite a long time, I've kind of fooled around just making joke videos or dealing with Muslim apologists or stuff like that. And I need to get back to making to my normal routine and make these videos Wednesdays and Fridays as I used to. It's at some point this channel was going very well. It was I had a regular show. It was every Wednesday and Friday I was here. Everyone knew that, and views were increasing, subscribers were increasing, people were really dealing with that, and I really cared a lot about how the channel was going back then. And then a lot of stuff happened last year, and then I suddenly became careless about so many things on how the channel is going, because I started dealing with so many personal problems with my health and all that. But really, I want to get back and keep this going again and make this crazy again, because there's so much that I need to do, and I have so many things on my list that I need to go through. Yeah, I'll do that. I will definitely do that, and I'm starting on Wednesday with a video on Judgment Day. Then I will come to reviewing all of Muhammad's prophecies. Then on the long-awaited Mahdi and all these strange beliefs in Islam. So I'm coming to that. I'm also preparing a video on why I don't believe in God. By the way, finally I'm going to publish that. I've announced it a year ago, and I still haven't done that. People keep asking me, and I feel like I need to make a statement on that. Anyway, that's all. That's all I want to say for myself. That's all I want to say about myself. I would rather have a conversation with everybody here. I would like to respond to questions. I would like this to be a more of a session between you and me, not just about me. Ultra Funky made a super chat and said, atheism is the cure for COVID-19. Is it though? But thank you, Ultra Funky. Merry Christmas 2.0 said, "What did they say when you was baptized?" What? I wasn't baptized. I'm not a Christian. Why would I be baptized? I always thought it would be fun. It would be nice to be baptized. It must be a great feeling. But I'm still an atheist who hasn't been baptized. It would be weird for me to be baptized. It would be kind of a mockery. Why would I do that? Why would I mock something that I don't believe in? Anyway, but thank you for that super chat too. Merry Christmas 2.0. All right. Lucas the Emperor said Istanbul is Constantinople. Yeah. In spirit. Matt Levine said, "Hello, Apostate Prophet, sending love from Israel." Thank you so much, Matt Levine. I appreciate it. Thank you. Eternal Knowledge said Kralsın in Turkish, which means you're the king. Thank you. I appreciate that. Acidus said, "What's the video about?" You probably made the comment before I talked about it, but I'm preparing a video on the 10 major signs of Judgment Day, which is a very huge deal in Islam. I'm basically going into that, kind of ridiculing all the things that Muslims think will happen very soon, like the Mahdi will come, and the Dajjal, the Antichrist, will come, and the Islamic jihadist Jesus will come, and the Gog and Magog tribes and all those things. I'll go into that very much because I feel like that is something. The prophecies of Muhammad and of Islam are a field that I have kind of left untouched, and I really need to go into that because I feel like a lot of Muslims care about that, and a lot of damage can be done, to be very honest, to Islam and to people's beliefs when we talk about those things properly. Tarık Karaağaç said in Turkish, "Türklere selam yok mu? 70 kişi geldik." Aren't you going to greet the Turks? We are here, 70 people. Hoş geldiniz arkadaşlar. Thanks, Turkish viewers, Turkish friends. That's great. I was just there live in Turkish, so it's great to be here together. Act 17 Apologetics. David Wood is here. David Wood personally is here. Made a super chat and said, "Atheism is not the cure for coronavirus, but the apostate prophet is the cure for coronavirus." Thank you, David. I believe we both are the cure for coronavirus. I believe everything that we are doing is really the cure for that specific virus. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Thank you so much, David. Thank you. I appreciate it. We should go live together sometime. We haven't done it in quite a while. Actually, I think I wanted to set up a live chat with David. By the way, I'm so sorry for completely forgetting that. That is how terrible I am with planning. I wanted to make a live chat together, and then I completely something happened. I got kind of sick. I canceled that, and then I totally forgot to get back to that. But we should definitely do that soon. Josh V made a super chat and said, "Have you thought about doing a video on the Vatican Library?" I haven't really thought about it. I haven't really looked into it either. If there is something related or interesting to it, I could look into it sometime. Let me know what you would like me to do about that specific thing. David, just message me. We should make a live chat. We should make a live stream together. Maybe this weekend. Maybe how about that? This weekend we could do that. I guess we should be I'm available if you are. I have a live chat with Jim Bangash on Sunday, by the way, who is a British ex-Muslim. Yep. Ponchik Islam said, "How are you, Ridwan?" Thank you. I'm doing very well. Thank you so much. I feel quite relaxed, actually. I wanted to come and be very casual today. All right. Dino Hunter 56 said, "AP, thank you for everything you do and all the abuse you take on behalf of all apostates who cannot be vocal and in the open about their apostasy." Thank you so much, Dino Hunter 56. I appreciate it. It takes its toll sometime to deal with so much hate, but I guess someone has to do it, and I feel like, I feel like I was recently talking about that. I always felt like I'm the person who was born for criticism. That's what my existence is about. I'm here to analyze and to criticize something, especially when it's something like Islam. I've spent my life criticizing things. I guess that's kind of something that I really enjoy. And if it's for a good purpose, and I have always done it for a good purpose, I believe, then it makes me happy and proud too. Have I seen Ahmed Sami here, who is a YouTuber himself, who does streams in Arabic, and who is, by the way, a fantastic host. I've had like one of the most interesting, most fruitful conversations that I've ever had with him. He really went into depths regarding belief, disbelief, and what to believe in, why to believe, and stuff like that. It was so enjoyable. Ahmed Sami, if you're still here, and if you're still hearing me, you're doing great work. We should do something together sometime again. All right. Merry Christmas 2.0 made another super chat and said, when you get baptized, be baptized in Jesus' name. Acts 2, 37, 38, 8, 12, 8, 16, 10, 44, 48, 19, 1, 6, and I guarantee that you will feel the difference immediately. I will soon make a video on why I don't believe in God, and I'm sure it will kind of be an ultimate answer on why I don't believe. So I would really, if you're interested in where I stand on religion and belief and all that, and why I don't believe, and if I would believe, I would say I will publish a video on that quite soon. The thing is, I wanted to write something and collect all my thoughts, because I thought that is such a deep topic, and so personal, and so has so much detail, that I would like to write something and collect all my thoughts, and then and then record that, as a script, more professionally, just so I don't miss anything. But I never got to actually do that, because I never find the time to do that, and I can never collect my thoughts. There's just more and more. So one day recently, I sat down and started just spontaneously recording, and then I felt like, okay, this is not going anywhere. I was there sitting and recorded for like 40 minutes, and in the end, I decided to just delete everything. But then I went home, and then I started typing stuff on my phone just freely, and then I actually created a whole collection of thoughts, a script. So I'm currently going over that, and I will hopefully soon be back on that and talk about that in a very at some very near point in the future. Okay. But thank you for that question. Cornell91 said, can we get an update on your debate with David Wood? David, if you're still here, I guess you can answer this question with me. I don't know. We have been talking about it forever. We recently thought we should do it at the beginning of July. Actually, we did agree to do it at the beginning of July, but then we never did it. So we're just kind of postponing that for some reason. But we will hopefully do that sometime. I don't know if we will, in the end, just decide to do it live instead of recording and doing back and forths. Jumping Cookie 95 said, how does your family deal with the fact that you left Islam? Are they fine with it? I recently made a video on that, which I called telling my parents that I left Islam, or something like that. I don't know. But I recently made a video on that where I explained that I actually went to Turkey. I live in America, where I went to Turkey and talked to them about it. Their reactions, they were quite sad, because my family is very serious when it comes to Islam. I grew up in a very, very religious family, and so they take that stuff extremely seriously. And to them, me leaving Islam is probably worse than me dying. So as hard as that is to say, and so they didn't take it well. They have huge problems with it, of course, but they keep in touch with me, and we still have a connection. But of course, they're not fine with it. They never will be, I bet, unless they change their beliefs, because I certainly won't change mine on that. Acts 17 apologet. Oh, why am I saying Acts 17 apologetics? David said, "I am the one who has been delaying. I've been focusing on coming up with backup plans in case my channel gets deleted. But we should start soon. Does August 1 work?" Yeah, so it's David's fault. It's clearly David's fault that we haven't made that debate yet. But August 1 should actually work. We should, yeah, that should work. That's perfect. That's even a Saturday. I don't know, but we should do that. August 1. August 1st, we can publish our debate videos on morality. David will represent the position that that morality comes from God, and that God's morality, that the morality prescribed by God is the ultimate morality to follow. And I will defend the position that it does not come from God, but that morality is rather man-made and utilitarian. So we will do that very soon. That will be amazing. I'm very excited about that. Okay, August 1st, David. You heard it, everybody. Okay. Questions. Plato Kant said, "Can anybody see me? I see you." David Alves said, "Love from Brazil." Thank you so much. Thanks. Greetings back to Brazil. Have you heard about... Wait. The question is, does God believe in the apostate prophet? Asked by Sneakers Corner. That's a question. Rogus08 said, "Great work, apostate prophet. Thank you." Kimo Al-Masri said, "Apostate prophet, just curious. Are you an agnostic or just an atheist?" The thing is, I believe that although it is vaguely defined, it kind of depends on what perspective you're looking at it from. But even people who see themselves as agnostics are either theists or atheists. Because if we look at it objectively, there are people who believe in God and people who don't believe in God. So there are the theists and the atheists. You are either this or that. Whether you are unsure if there is a God or not doesn't really matter because if you say I'm not sure if God exists or not, but if you say I'm not sure whether God exists or not, but you answer the question, do you believe in God, with what? Or do you have a God, with no, because you don't know, then you are an agnostic atheist. And if you are not sure, but you feel like there probably is, then you are probably an agnostic theist. So I would consider myself very much an atheist in that regard, but I don't identify with it either, because I feel like it's not really a question of it's not a worldview. It's not a way to identify myself. I'm kind of over it. I don't do the whole atheists propaganda, but I will gladly explain why I don't believe. That's my claim. Not why there is no God, but why I don't believe in God, and why I don't think it's a relevant question, to be very honest. But thanks for the question. That's always an interesting question. Sarah Hagee said, "Yes, I'm interested to hear. I'm a Christian, but I love hearing a variety of opinions." Oh, same topic. Yeah, I will do that soon. Erkin Alp Güney, who is a member, a prophet, said, "Can you make an Islam versus Mormonism versus Sikhism video?" I wanted to make a series on comparing Islam to different religions a while ago. As said, I dropped things very much last year. But I definitely want to pick that up. And I actually did study some Mormonism several months ago, and I ended up thinking, man, it's kind of no offense, but it's very messed up, the stuff that Mormonism teaches, especially about morality, especially about the prophet of Mormonism. But I can definitely I can consider doing that sometime. Storm Nexus said, "What's your opinion on the Israel-Palestine conflict?" I made a video on that, saying titled "All About the Israel-Palestine Conflict." You can watch it there. But briefly summarized, I do believe that that Israel definitely has a right to have its own state in that land. Whether that will work out in the future as one state or two states is a different thing. We can discuss about it forever, and it will not go according to what we say anyway. So why take the heat, to be quite honest. Okay. Metatron said, why Allah, who knows everything, sent Jesus to us as a prophet, knowing that people would believe Jesus is his divine son? What was the plan of Allah doing that? Allah messed up. That's the brief answer. I actually, that is a topic that I also wanted to plan on. How it is, that's something that I want to call the Christian paradox. According to Islam, Allah also sent Jesus, but the prophet that Allah sent, ended up people completely ended up believing that he's God's son and that he's God himself, which Islam says is disbelief and heresy and blasphemy. So obviously Allah didn't really think this through. The Islamic Allah. So that's really a strange topic. That's something that Muslims kind of struggle with answering, because they have to accept that Christians up until Muhammad's arrival are still good people and are still accepted as rightful, but then righteous. But then you look at Christian history, and up until that date, you also find that all the Christians believed Jesus is God and the Son of God. So something doesn't really add up there, you know. Josh V made a super chat and said, have all kinds of books from Bible and books of Enoch. Made me wonder if they have something about Islam. So be interesting if you can find any info on it at all. Yeah, Muslims clearly claim that those books approve of Islam and approve of the Prophet Muhammad, and that they also prophesy his arrival and all that stuff. Obviously, that's completely false. I made a video on whether the Kaaba is in the Bible or not. I'm also working on a video on whether Muhammad is in the Kaaba or not, if that is the question. But thank you. Virgin of Tarshish said, can you react to young British and Muslim Abdiya? I have no clue what that is. That sounds like some pop culture stuff about Muslims, and I usually just feel like, ugh. But I generally feel like that about all kinds of pop culture interpretations or representations of religion. So not specific to that. Murat Taniel said, Ridwan, do not get baptized for the sake of feeling good, only if you believe. Yeah, sure. I mean, that was my thought. I always think if I want to identify with something, then I would first have to believe in what I want to identify with. That is how I live my life. I have to be convinced in order to be part of something. And I just don't see that. The Patriarch said, talk about the Quran and Alexander romance. What's your take on Farid's claims on that? I haven't really seen Farid's claims on that stuff. I have no idea. I stopped watching that guy's stuff because he's ridiculous. What? Bruhi removed the donation right after you read it. I don't know what that means. Day Off said, can you debunk Farid response again? I'm planning on not making a direct response, but rather a compilation of stuff that I pick out from Muslim apologists, including him, because I feel like I would waste everybody's time if I make a long response to everything that he did. And that is kind of I almost feel like that is part of their purpose, that I just get caught in a whole back and forth with these people and can't focus on making actual videos on criticism of Islam. So, but I'm planning a good video on that stuff. I'm still thinking that through, but I'm thinking of something like creating a compilation of very ridiculous things that Muslim apologists have said in response to me or other critics, and he will definitely be a very special guest of that. Rebecca Parmley said, are you on Parler? I have registered, but I haven't really used it because it looked so hard to use, and it was everyone was kind of speaking the same tone. And as a very non-partisan person, it was kind of hard for me to stay there. I don't know. I haven't really used it very much, but you can probably find me there. Mona Lisa said, Apostate Prophet, we appreciate so much all you do and love you even more. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Mona Lisa. Thank you. Yeah. The Dark Dragon said, AP, can you do a video on how women are treated in Islam and then compare it to how women are treated in other religions, such as in Judaism or Christianity or even Hinduism? I the thing is, here I'm going again, saying, yeah, I could do that, yeah, I could do this, I could do that, I could do that, and then I end up having this huge list of things that I never get done. So that is something that I've actually thought of and actually hinted to in one of my videos. So that is something that can definitely be is entirely possible in the future. Bella LMAO said, question 2, describe the 3 biggest mistakes the Quran did. One is the Kaaba, claiming that the Kaaba is the most important building, that the one God of Abraham and all the prophets had established on the earth. That is actually a very huge mistake, and I'm preparing another video on that. Actually, I have one of my most watched videos is on that topic, but I want to make a video on that specifically again, just to point out how crucial that actually is in debunking Islam. Another mistake is the Mary paradox, where Islam speaks of one Mary, and that Mary actually consists of 2 different Marys in Abrahamic biblical history. That is also one of my videos called One Mistake Destroys Islam. And the third biggest mistake, I have not yet really decided on that, but what comes to my mind is the one verse which says that the Jews say Ezra is the son of God, which is a very strange claim, because we don't have any historical records of any Jews ever believing that Ezra was the son of God. And it just looks like the authors of the Quran, or the author of the Quran, was referring to a tiny group of Jews, or to a misunderstanding of what Jews believe. Those are 3 very big mistakes in the Quran. Yeah. One project that I'm actually preparing, which I want to get to after I'm done with this whole end of the world stuff, is the what is going on? Is the greatest arguments against Islam, or something like that. Did you just hear that? I think my dog just made a sound. I have no idea, but he's here. He's chilling and waiting for me to do something. Michael Gallimore said, thank you for making a video on the Hagia Sophia Mosque conversion. As an Orthodox Christian, it is much appreciated. Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate that. Yeah, it does mean a lot to me. I mean, it's also, I lived there in Istanbul, and it is a history that I appreciate. It's a shame that Turkey really makes such a step backward into backwardness with all that. So yeah, but thank you, and thanks for your super chat. I appreciate it. Blank Name said you should do a book. If I'm done with all my all my unfulfilled projects, I will hopefully finish my book. Hopefully. Kimo El Masri said, have you made any videos regarding the Quran borrowing from apocryphal sources? I made some videos in which I pointed out certain things that it took from apocryphal sources, but a compilation of that can certainly be done. I haven't made an extensive video on that yet. Built for Speed 101 said, what's up, Apostate Prophet and live chat? Thank you. Someone said, thanks for answering my question. Thank you, you're welcome. And thank you for asking it. Stepa said, do you still speak German? Of course I still speak German. Man, I'm so far back in the live chat. What is happening? I'm so far back, I'm sorry. That's because I'm trying to respond to these old questions very lengthily. But yeah. Emperor said, Ridvan, now the Quran isn't preserved anymore, so another mistake. That is a huge separate issue that really deserves its own space for criticism. What is this, man? I don't see my whole super chat field. Just give me a tiny second in which I'm trying to figure out how to manage my stuff. I'm not doing this sign, by the way, not for political reasons. Don't ban me. So ridiculous. That is the most ridiculous thing of our time. Anyway, let's not get into it at all. Okay. Rahul Dharmandasani said in a super chat, thanks for the super chat, by the way, a friend believes in Islam, but a very moderate version. How do I make him realize that it is man-made using purely Quran and not Hadith? I mean, you could pose the argument, for example, do you really believe that that Allah, who says that he will establish his religion and protect his religion and his scripture himself, sent a book and then allowed Muslims to completely turn his religion into something else? So that, you know, there was like 1% of Muslims believe that only the Quran is true and no other source. So that is really something that should be thought through. I mean, you can't believe that Allah sent the Quran to correct people's false beliefs and disbeliefs, but He also sent the book and people completely messed it up, and no one believes in the actual Islam that Allah wanted people to believe in. That they all created a corrupt version of Islam. So that is, I think, an approach that you can go to with Quran-only Muslims, which is something I should have talked about long ago and never have. But there are certain things in the Quran, as said, Quran mistakes, science mistakes, the mistake with Ezra, as mentioned earlier in chapter 9, verse 30. And so many other issues that Islam has. So Islam's problems don't just consist of the problems in the Hadith. Its problems consist of many problems in the Quran and the history of Islam. I didn't expect such a huge viewer count, by the way, everybody. I thought like 200 people would join me here, and I would just have a brief conversation. So. I don't know if I will get through all the questions and live chats. I didn't expect this at all. But thanks for joining, everybody. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. All right. Gwyn Paladin said, "Why didn't you press Daniel on China and North Korea? He lives in safe spaces, U.S. Ask him if he was there, etc. Come on, AP. Because I don't know if you've seen the conversation, but his response to everything consisted of such long answers where you can't pick out 1-2 things that he has said in his response and then respond to that, because he did this professional sophistry all the time to kind of avoid answering the question and then present an answer that is filled with so many fallacies, so many different points. You never get to actually respond to the main point of what he was saying. And then when you interrupt him, he's like, "Why do you never let me speak?" So it was a ridiculous conversation, seriously. But there's so much to say. If I now think back, I feel like, oh, I should have said this, I should have said that. But that's why I wanted to have a debate with him, but he rejected the debate, and that says a lot. Aydin Topaktash said, "Ridvan, will you make a Turkish version of the scientific mistakes in the Quran video?" I feel like I would never promise that, because making that video took several months. I was so tired in the end. I worked so long on that video. I'm proud of it. I'm happy with the outcome. But I don't think I will ever be able to actually make that same video in Turkish. If I do that, then everything else has to suffer, and I really can't do that. But I could work with someone else who could possibly translate that video into Turkish, and I could record it again, and someone else could edit it and publish it. I don't know. That's a possibility that I'm kind of thinking about. Tiger Sharma made a super chat and said, "Do we really need any religion for humanity to survive, or do we need altogether a new religion which is a mix of all better things from all paths? Does any religion guarantee God realization?" That's such a complicated topic. It's such a deep topic. It's I wouldn't want to say a few things about this and then just leave it hanging there without having said everything that I want to say about it. So, religion has a long history that I appreciate very much. I appreciate religion. I feel like it is a manifestation of humans trying to find answers to some of the most basic things in life that they just didn't have the answers to. And I appreciate religions and how they progress and how people found their answers and presented them. And I don't know what the future will be. The future looks like it will be quite different. We are going beyond religions and philosophies and everything, and going toward a system where we just abide by laws, by unique laws, uniform laws. And I don't know how that will turn out, but as said, complicated topic. I don't want to say brief things about it and just, leave it like that. Man, how many super chats are here? What I mean, thanks, but there's too much here. I just wanted to go through the regular questions, but thank you, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me with this conversation. I don't want to be here for very long. I actually have stuff to do, but I will gladly stay here longer and talk a little bit more. I just need a drink of water because my throat feels like hell. Okay. What ancient folklore said, why so many chats deleted, no free speech? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not deleting anything. I'm just looking and reading and speaking. If anyone is, if a moderator is here who is deleting the chats, just, dear moderator, just leave them there, please. Please just leave them there. I don't care. But thank you for helping me out, by the way. Who is this? Hindu historian? Just leave the questions. It's fine. I don't care. Michael Gallimore said, hi, Sophia. Oh, I read that already. GPV made a super chat and said, Jordan B. Peterson or Ronald D. Lang. Do I have to decide here? Is this a challenge? Is this something where I have to make a decision on? I cannot decide. I cannot decide. I mean, they both have very different. I mean, they're both. I don't know. I don't know. I cannot take this challenge. I'm very sorry. Awara made a super chat and said, hi, AP. I know this is random, but what's your favorite color? I want to know. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is an important question. This is something that we need to talk about. This is relevant. That said, I have no idea. I like blue, but I also like red. I like black. I don't know. I used to like wearing. Look, I wear blue things a lot here. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. I like red when I design things on a computer. Ben Kelly made a super chat and didn't attach a question, but thank you so much. Hindu Historian made a super chat and said, hi. Always glad to have you here, Hindu Historian. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ben Kelly said, in inches, how long are you? I don't know how feet and inches work. Again, I always forget that because I'm a European person, a German person. But what is that? 5'10", 5 something? I don't know. I'm 180 something, 178 or so in centimeters. So just figure that out, I guess. I don't know. I would like to look. I would like to be kind enough to look, but I don't want to bother everybody here now. Stefan Milojevic said in a super chat, what happens if you accidentally super chat at the end of the stream? Because I did it maybe 2 times. I think it just appears there. It still stays there, but you don't see it after the stream anymore. And I will probably miss it. So, but no big deal. Stefan, thank you so much for being here. Hindu Historian said, again in another super chat, Rig Veda 10:129:627. I have no idea what it says. Please tell us. Enlighten us. Google user made a super chat and said, everyone detests Islam, Sharia, and Jihad, even Mohammedans. Even they detest Islam and Sharia and Jihad. Yeah, I would kind of argue about that. Yeah, I would kind of argue about that, but I don't know. But yeah, I think nobody really wants to live under Islam. Even the Muslims don't want to live under Islam, to be very, very honest. We see that today. I mean, the Muslim world is trying to keep Islam up. They're trying to uphold Islam, but meanwhile, they are also really wanting to live in the future and live with, the culture that non-Islamic cultures have spread across the world. Islam is not good for anybody. Honestly, it's the most basic thing I could say right now. Alexander Dahl made a super chat and said, in phones, do you prefer Android or iPhone? La ilaha illa apostate prophet. Thank you so much, Alexander. I used iPhones myself before, but I got so sick of it from the whole having to abide by certain rules of my phone, of the phone that I paid for and own, that I got sick of it and I switched to Android, and I'm very happy right now. So I don't think I'll switch back. I think that says a lot. That's with phones. Thick Tank Rider made a super chat and said, I like your style. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Rahul, I read that already. V made a super chat and said, "Thank you so much for what you do." Thank you so much, V. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate your super chat. Thank you. There are no questions here. No one is curious at all. Christopher Lowe said in the super chat, "Were you in the army during the 2016 coup?" I wasn't. I was in Turkey, and my now wife actually came to visit me at that time in 2016. That was so crazy. We were about to. She was supposed to return to America the next morning, and we were outside, and then the whole thing started happening. The coup started happening in Turkey, and we were caught in the middle of it. We couldn't get home. We couldn't go anywhere. We had to stay at some random hotel. It was loud and crazy outside, jets and gunshots, everything in the air. It was an insane night. It's so strange that we, my wife and I, we experienced that together as she was visiting me. That was a very strange day in our lives and in the history in the recent history of Turkey. Murat Taniel made a super chat and didn't attach anything to it. Murat, thank you so much. Çok teşekkür ederim. I appreciate it. JJ208 made a super chat and said, "Will you join Aaron Ra again with a Muslim apologist?" See, I don't want to speak highly of myself. I don't want to be arrogant or anything at all. That's not the point at all. But for 2 years straight, Muslim apologists have said, "Oh, don't believe what AP says. He would never debate a Muslim one-on-one. He would never have debates. He would never talk about these things with Muslim apologists, with a good Muslim." And recently, I made a challenge. I made the video in which I challenged all Muslim apologists, including by name. Mohammed Hijab, Daniel Hakikaju, and all these people, and nobody responded to me. So I don't know what's going on. I really wanted to have debates. I was really in the mood to take on all of them and just have a debate with everybody and debate the scientific mistakes of the Quran or whether Islam is the truth or not or any of these things. But no one accepted the debate challenge. So I don't know. I guess it's never going to happen. But I could do that if somebody really wanted to be respectful and debate with me. Murat Taniel made another super chat and didn't attach anything to it, but thank you. I appreciate it. Let me read some regular chats before I go on to the super chats, because I feel like there are so many people here who are saying things and I want to interact with people more. Bose Einstein said, want an episode. Okay. Want an episode on oldest manuscripts of Quran and how much they differ. I recently had a live stream with Abdullah Gundal in which he kind of talked about that, but I could sometime go into that, definitely. Hamdi Abudan said, "I feel like giving up." I don't know what that is in reference to, but don't give up. Whatever it is, just keep going. Prophet Pedo Hamid said, "Save us from Islam, AP." I'm doing my best. I'm just one person. I don't know. Charlie said, "Will Islam end, and how?" It will end. As a prophet, I say that it will end within the next 200 years, and it will end by people just no longer wanting to do it because people are demolishing it. So that's how it will go. What is my dog's name? Or did you see my dog? Oh, I mentioned him, right? My dog's name is Blaze. He's a very, very sweet dog. Always supports me here while I have live streams. What else? Jean Paul said, "Do you still talk to your family? Do you have a good or distant relationship with them?" Sorry if it's too personal. I briefly talked about it at the beginning. It's not too personal. It's, as personal as it can, I don't know, whatever. I do have contact with them. I still talk to them occasionally, but the things are not quite the same because leaving Islam means you have betrayed your family and your nation, yourself, everybody. You have betrayed the whole Muslim world. You have betrayed everything. You are basically dead. That's what leaving Islam means. It's not like with Christians or others where you just don't believe and then that's it, and maybe people kind of look at you differently or invite you or whatever. In Islam, it's you are dead if you have left Islam, basically. So and I kind of deal with it with my family in a way, as hard as it is. But thanks for the question. Xerxes Break said, any plans on speaking about the lack of Muslim scientists in the world, despite there being 1.8 billion Muslims? No Muslim country has a reputable space program either. I mean, it's quite obvious. I pointed out so often, kind of, at the side, as a side note, that that Muslim nations don't produce, don't contribute to this stuff because of Islam. I've actually recently pointed that out again in a video in which I talked about how an Islamic life, from an Islamic point of view, is completely meaningless. But that is always something that I can bring up forever, for eternity. So, yeah. I talk so much. Man. I talk so much. Chevalier Armand said, no science in Islam. Absolutely. Can you do a video? Food Time said, can you do a video on the satanic verses? I haven't done it. I should do that in the future too. But again, it will go on the pile of all those things that I must do and for which I cannot find the time. But one day I will definitely do it. Cool Brothers said, what do you think about Greeks? Is that, are you asking that because I'm of Turkish origin? Because I don't have a problem with Greeks at all. In fact, I visited Greece once, spent some time there, and I loved it. It was beautiful. It was really beautiful. I liked people. I liked how they live. I like this thing that people are up so late and outside and still drinking coffee at like 12 or so at night. But it's a very nice culture. I like Greece, and I like the Greek history too, of course. As a Western history geek. All right. Your boy Ogre said, since you are of Turkish heritage, what is your opinion on the Byzantine Empire? Close question. I actually have a lot of respect for the Byzantine Empire, for the history of it. I feel like they were very different from European Christian history. Very reputable, very they were in possession of the greatest city, which was a flourishing center of culture for a reason. So I do have respect for the Byzantine Empire and history very much, and I love the colors, to be honest. Okay. Ouch. I just hurt myself. I hurt myself today. Okay, let me go to the super chats again. Kapil Patel made a super chat and said, hi AP, would you do a video with Mufti Abu Layth? I would like to have a conversation with him sometime, maybe even a discussion, a debate on his beliefs and all that stuff. I mean, it would be interesting to talk to a Muslim preacher or Muslim, scholar or person, whatever he is, or he's a mufti. Is he a mufti, or is it just I don't know? But he's a scholar. It would be interesting to talk to somebody who represents a much less harsh side of Islam, while also being a Muslim still, in a way. I don't know. It would be interesting. I would be interested. Magnetoman said nothing. Made a super chat and added nothing to it, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Mona Lisa made a super chat and said, a little joke during a chit chat about MO. Someone suddenly said to me, say sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Thanks again for all, AP. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. About Mo, yeah. Fact Check made a super chat and said, listeners should have debates on Dawa channels. Yeah, listeners, debate on Dawa channels. Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't understand what this is in reference to. That's why my confusion. But thank you. JJ208 made a super chat and said, will you ever join a panel or speak in a university to talk about Islamic issues? Funnily enough, I was actually planning that this year. I had planned several events where I was going to participate in. One of them was a panel. One of them was a speech at an organization, and I was planning many more other events where I could speak to people on a panel. But then COVID came by and everything broke down, so it never happened. I don't know. maybe in the future, but I will probably soon start having some attending some conferences, at least online, this year or next year. But it will be less about my work, but more about organizations in Turkey and in the Muslim world. I will update everybody on that as the time comes. It's currently still in the talks. Ben Kelly made a super chat and said, "How big is? Come on, come on, come on." Okay, I'm moving away from that. Murat Daniel said in a super chat, "I've been trying to attach messages to my super chats. I'm going to go broke, brother." Really? That is a problem with YouTube, man. I'm sorry. Please add it into the chat, and I will try to see what you wanted to say here, or message me on Twitter. I will try to respond to that. Fact check made another super chat and said atheists, especially ex-Muslims, should go to Dawah channels and debate Muslims. They don't get to hear opposing views, hence remain ignorant. They certainly should. The thing is, Muslim apologists also have an issue with debating with ex-Muslims. They will always readily talk to Christians, to other atheists, and people like that, and they will exchange opinions, and they will have fierce debates with these people, but they don't they don't want to legitimize ex-Muslims. They don't want to stand in front of us and actually have conversations and debates with us, because they don't want to legitimize our existence and don't want to expose people to someone who has left the religion and who had doubts, which carries a whole different weight. So recently, Abdullah Samir, I believe, was banned from some Dawah channel that was supposedly having that was supposedly open to all kinds of questions and criticism. He was banned from there. Simply, he went there and he just wanted to attend the conversation, but then he was kicked out. So no one has accepted a debate with me. So people really have a problem with ex-Muslims, because it undermines their whole propaganda that people love Islam. Srinath Ramaswamy made a super chat and said, "Please do a video series about Islamic atrocities on India and Hindus." I canceled that before for good reasons. What is happening? Buddy, what's happening? I don't know. My dog was trying to get out of the table. He's getting under the table while I'm having a chat here. Okay, he probably wants to go out. I'll be gone soon. 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so. I'll get to some other more questions. Trinity Moshitan Allah said, "What was that?" That was my dog. Someone said it's a jinn. No, my dog is here. He's just waiting. He just wants me to go out, I guess. Poor guy. He's been here with me for 2 hours or so. Metin Ali said, "Can you have a debate with Ali Dawa?" I don't think he's up for that kind of stuff. He would rather want to talk to girls who take off the hijab and tell them that they should put their hijab back on. He's not that kind of guy. Atomic Asian said, "How many languages do you speak?" I speak Turkish, German, and English, and I'm also always practicing other languages, so I kind of know few things from other languages. I kind of study and read Arabic in a way. I have my thing with French and Swedish and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I love language. Akim Althar said, "Tell everyone to smash the like button." Yeah, smash the like button, everybody. Please smash the like button. Smash it. Smash the smash the like button, not live button. Smash the like button. That's really the best. That's really the best thing that you can do for the channel, is to smash the like button, because if you smash the like button, then the stream goes up in some algorithm. So that is really helpful. So please smash the like button. Smash it. But thank you for reminding me, Ikim. Let's see what else. Khan Shen said, are there any scientifically correct statements in the Quran? Well, there definitely are some statements in the Quran that happen to be happen to be right, or in a way right, with when it comes to the natural world around us. But it doesn't have any statements where it makes extraordinary claims about the natural world and about science that people didn't know at that time, and then it turned out to be right. So there is definitely not such a thing in the Quran at all. It is rather full of ignorance. Food Time said, oh, I have an amazing idea. Can you do a video on how the Prophet got poisoned by a Jewish woman after the Battle of Khaybar and later died? I will do that. I will do that, definitely. Okay, let's see. Trinity, Mo, Shaitan, and Allah said, is your dog a poodle? He's a Labradoodle. He's a Labradoodle, so he's a mix of some Labrador and Golden Retrievers and some poodle types. He's very sweet. Vehbi Nevdet said in Turkish, how are you, Ridvan? Can you say a few words in Turkish? Teşekkürler Vehbi, çok teşekkür ederim. Az çok Türkçe konuştum. Az önce bir yayın yaptım, onu da gidip izleyebilirsin bu arada. Okay. I will come back to super chats, and then I will go. Yeah. Someone said show the dog, please. I would like to show my dog, but I don't want to pick him up. Here. Here's my dog. Here's my sweet dog. I don't know if you can see him, but here's my dog. Okay, super chats. PW said, why do you laugh with your face on the left side? Left side is reversed for spitting three times for sending a curse. And now he's licking my face. That's completely haram. That doesn't work at all. Nilufar Rahman made a super chat and said, support for AP. I heard you and Yasmin's discussion with Deborah. I hope more people listen and learn. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That was a really that was such a deep conversation. It was so heartfelt. I don't know. At some point in the conversation, I was like, I started getting speechless and very emotional, and I couldn't. It's crazy listening to stories of women tricked into Islamic extremist behaviors. He wants to play with me. He wants to play with me. He's bored. He wants to play with me. He wants to go out. Thank you so much, Nilufar. I appreciate that. My voice. Jane Miller made a super chat and said, what language do you think in? That's an interesting question. I heard before the language that you think in is kind of your mother language or something like that. Probably not completely true, but I used to think in German all the time. Even when I was in Turkey, I still used to think in German. But ever since I am, I think for 2 years now, I have been thinking in English almost only. The funny thing is, when I'm angry, I think in Turkish. when I'm angry and when I curse in my mind, I think in Turkish. I feel like that's my angry language. Sometimes really I say stuff in German, but mostly it's English. Yeah. Hindu historian said, let's go live sometime. I'll be better prepared than I was last night. Sure, I could definitely do that. Hindu historian, hit me up. You have my details. I appreciate it. Ben Kelly made a super chat and said, is there any humor in the Quran or the Hadees? Well, definitely not in the Quran. Although the Quran's attempts to prove something and then to be completely ridiculous is funny on its own. but of course there is no deliberate humor in the Quran. Only the Quran making a complete stupid book of itself by trying to be right and accurate and guiding. Let me get back to the regular chat here. Arabia Tube said, shout out please AP. Arabia Tube, shout out to Arabia Tube. What else? Salisha Wheeler said, so cute. Thank you so much. He's having fun right now. I haven't really paid attention to him in quite a while. Quality check and rating said, it's haram what you're doing. Whoa. He's choking himself on my arm because he wants to play so much. Hadzira Duharkit said, any message for atheist teenagers stuck in traditional Islamic families? Well, I would say, hang in there. It's really tough. People of other cultures and religions don't understand that very much. I wish you all the best. I would say, try to, be independent and create your own. What are you doing? Create your own income and your own life. Try to be independent. Try to get out of there. Move to better places. There's so much. There's so much goodness out in the world beside the dark Islamic world, and people really need to go out of there. Okay, but okay. Come on. Man, he's really okay. Okay, let's see. Tony Tarasenko made a super chat and said, you are a good man. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Tony. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It means a lot. A Lost One made a super chat and said, I didn't know you had a dog. Here's some money for being a dog person and keeping us critically thinking. Thank you so much. I appreciate that as well. I love dogs. The thing is, I always wanted a dog. But it's of course a religious taboo. I come from a religious Muslim family. They never accepted the idea of having a dog because a dog is considered filthy, dirty in Islam, or inappropriate to have inside the house, and you have to clean yourself and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a whole different story. It's a very strange, stupid approach to animals, to something as beautiful as a dog. So. After forming my own family and being here in America, I just wanted to get a sweet dog, and here I have my little friend here. But thank you so much. I should have live streams every night. I would love doing that. I have so many things on my mind that I want to do, but that I don't do because I feel like who's gonna come every night and watch a live stream, or I want to make a podcast and I think who's gonna listen to the live streams, to the podcasts, whatever. But yeah, okay. Alexander said, Ridvan, you're amazing, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much. Okay, buddy, come on, get out, come on. Man, okay, I'll come to you just in a second. Oh, he's sweet. Please, more Turkish videos. I am working on it. Thank you so much. Jennifer Santos said, Grüße aus Deutschland. Schätze deine Arbeit sehr. That means greetings from Germany. I appreciate your work very much. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Danke, vielen Dank. Grüße zurück nach Deutschland. Yeah, love Germany always. Okay, I will be. I'm leaving. I shouldn't. See, I thought I would just be here for like half an hour, and then it's an hour again. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for making my day. Thank you for sitting here and chatting with me, asking me questions, for all your best wishes and everything. It always motivates me to interact with you guys. I will be back. I will publish a video on Wednesday, which will be quite big. I will hopefully maybe publish something before that. I will also go live on Sunday with a British ex-Muslim, and maybe on next Tuesday I might also have some other people over on my channel. We'll see. We will see. Thank you all so much, everybody. Thanks for coming. I will see you again. Someone said, Ridvan, du bist Ehrenmann. Thank you, danke. Thank you all so much. Have a fantastic day, as always. And please, stay away from Islam.